Brazil, a land of amazing culture, beautiful landscapes, and tons of different plants and animals. From the exciting city of Rio de Janeiro to the deep Amazon rainforest, this huge South American country has something for every traveler. Join us on Expedition Essence as we explore this incredible country, finding its hidden treasures and seeing the amazing wonders that have captured the hearts of explorers for hundreds of years. In the next few videos we'll go deep into Brazil, exploring its famous landmarks, meeting its amazing wildlife, and experiencing the warmth and kindness of its people. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be amazed by the essence of Brazil. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more awesome trips. Our adventure starts in Rio de Janeiro, a city famous for its energy and beautiful location. Standing tall with arms spread wide like it's hugging the city below, is Christ the Redeemer. This giant statue, one of the new 7 wonders of the world, is more than just a religious symbol. It's a sign of hope, a monument to human creativity, and a lasting symbol of Brazil itself. Standing on top of Corcovado Mountain, the statue is a huge 100 feet tall, with arms stretching out 92 feet. Made of concrete and soapstone, it has stood strong against the weather and time, watching over the city since it was finished in 1931. To get to this famous landmark, you can take a train ride through the beautiful Tijuca forest, with amazing views of the city below. As you go up the mountain, the excitement builds until you finally come face to face with this modern wonder. From its spot on top of Corcovado, Christ the Redeemer gives you amazing views of Rio de Janeiro. You can see the whole city spread out below, with the famous beaches of Copacabana and Ipanema curving like golden smiles, and Sugarloaf Mountain rising in the distance. But the statue means more than just a pretty view. For many Brazilians, it represents hope, faith, and new beginnings. It's a place where people come to pray, find comfort, and be amazed by what humans can create. Over the years, Christ the Redeemer has become a symbol of Brazil itself, its picture instantly recognized all over the world. It's seen lots of important events, from big sports wins to times of national thoughtfulness, standing as a quiet watcher through it all. Whether you're interested in its religious meaning, its impressive design, or just the amazing views, visiting Christ the Redeemer is something you'll never forget. A true taste of Brazil. Our trip now takes us south to where Brazil and Argentina meet. Here, the Iguazu River crashes over a cliff, creating one of the most amazing natural wonders in the world, Iguazu Falls. This breathtaking site, with more than 270 individual waterfalls, stretches for almost 2 miles. The falling water makes a symphony of sound that echoes through the rainforest. The name Iguazu comes from the Guarani language and means big water, a perfect name for these huge and powerful falls. There's a legend that says the falls were made by a god who was angry at his girlfriend. He sliced the river with his sword, creating the waterfalls and trapping the lovers in an endless fall. As you get closer to the falls, the air gets misty, reminding you of the power of nature. The roar of the water gets louder with every step, until you finally hear the full force of Iguazu. The waterfalls are amazing, but the rainforest around them is also full of life. This subtropical rainforest, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is home to many different plants and animals. Over 2,000 kinds of plants grow here, creating a thick green roof that stretches as far as you can see. Bright orchids, tall ferns, and old trees covered with bromeliads make a plant paradise, showing how diverse this area is. The rainforest is also home to many different animals. Watch for the brightly colored toucans with their huge beaks. Quick monkeys swing through the trees while sneaky jaguars hunt in the shadows. Iguazu Falls shows the raw power and beauty of nature. It's a place where land and water meet, where the air is filled with the sound of falling water, and where the rainforest is alive with the sounds of life. The Amazon. A name that makes you think of adventure, mystery, and more life than anywhere else on Earth. This is the world's biggest tropical rainforest, a place where even the air feels alive. The Amazon River, The heart of this ecosystem flows through the forest, a silver line connecting a million shades of green. Its waters are full of life, from the scary piranha to the gentle Amazonian manatee. This is a place of extremes, home to the most types of plants and animals on Earth. Scientists think 1 in 10 known species on our planet live here, showing how amazing nature is. Join us as we go into this green world, to explore the Amazon and meet the incredible creatures that live there. From the forest floor to the high treetops, life in the Amazon is a constant fight to survive, a careful balance between hunters and the hunted. Here, every creature is important, from the smallest insect to the mighty jaguar. Listen closely, and you can hear the music of the rainforest. The loud calls of monkeys, the chorus of birds singing at sunrise, the rustling of leaves as hidden animals move around. The air is damp and filled with the smells of earth and exotic flowers. Orchids grow on the branches of tall trees, their bright petals adding splashes of color to the green background. The Amazon rainforest is a treasure chest of different life, a vital part of Earth's ecosystem. We must protect this delicate wilderness so its wonders can last for future generations. Leaving the tall trees of the Amazon, we travel south to a land shaped by water. This is the Pantanal, the world's largest tropical wetland, a huge mix of flooded grasslands, rivers and forests. Here, the seasons control life. During the rainy season, the water rises, covering the land and making it a giant lake. Fish grow in the nutrient-rich water, bringing lots of birds. When the water goes down in the dry season, the Pantanal shows its true self. Grasses grow back, turning the landscape green and gold. The lower water levels make it easier for predators like the jaguar to hunt. The Pantanal is a land of big changes, showing the power of nature's cycles, and providing a home for many different animals. The Pantanal is a dream for animal lovers, a place where you're almost sure to see some of nature's most famous creatures. Capybaras, the world's biggest rodents, eat grass in groups near the water, their babies playing nearby. High above, riding the warm air currents, the jabiru stork, one of the tallest flying birds in the Americas, looks for its next meal. Caiman, with their eyes just above the water, wait quietly to catch their prey. And then, there's the jaguar. This secretive hunter, a symbol of strength and power, rules the Pantanal. Its spots are perfect camouflage in the shadowy forest, making it a master of stealth. The Pantanal shows us how important it is to protect these wild places which are essential for the survival of so many species, including our own. We leave the wild Pantanal and go to the heart of Brazil's culture, to a city full of history, music and energy. This is Salvador, Brazil's first colonial capital, a city where the past echoes through the streets and squares. Founded in 1549, Salvador was once a major port for Portugal, a center of the slave trade. This sad history is part of the city's story, but from this painful past has come a unique and lively culture. You can see this especially in the Pelourinho district, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here, brightly painted colonial buildings line narrow streets, their balconies decorated with iron, showing the city's rich architecture. When you walk into Pelourinho, you feel like you've gone back in time, surrounded by the memories of the merchants, slaves, and explorers who once walked these streets. The spirit of Salvador is best shown in its music. This is the birthplace of Axe, a fun and energetic type of music that mixes African rhythms with Brazilian beats. The music comes from every doorway, a constant soundtrack to life. And then there's Carnival in Salvador, a huge party of color, music, and dance that takes over the streets every February. For 5 days and nights, the city is one giant street party, celebrating life, freedom, and the spirit of the Bahian people. The streets are alive with the sound of drums, the swirling skirts of baianas in their traditional white dresses, and the energy of a million people celebrating. It's an experience you'll never forget. Salvador is a city that's full of life, a mix of history, culture, and pure joy. It's a city that will stay with you long after you leave. Rio de Janeiro, a city where the mountains meet the ocean, a vibrant mix of culture, nature, and incredible beauty. Called Cidade Maravilhosa, the marvelous city, Rio de Janeiro is full of energy. Here, the rhythm of samba fills the air, from the favelas on the hillsides to the busy beaches below. As soon as you arrive, you feel the city's joy, a spirit that's everywhere. But Rio is more than just its lively culture. The famous statue of Christ the Redeemer, arms open wide, looks over a landscape of amazing beauty. Sugarloaf Mountain, another natural wonder, rises from the city, giving you incredible views of Rio's coastline and the Atlantic Ocean. You can't go to Rio without visiting the famous beaches of Copacabana and Ipanema. Here, with Sugarloaf Mountain watching over you, life happens on the sand. From sunbathers to beach volleyball players, the atmosphere is electric, a celebration of life, sun, and the spirit of Rio. As the sun sets, turning the water gold, the beach becomes even more lively, with soccer games and get-togethers. And then there's Carnival, an explosion of color, music, and dance that takes over the whole city. For 5 amazing days, Rio is one big party, a show like no other. Samba schools with their amazing costumes and exciting rhythms parade through the Sambadrome, showing the heart and soul of Brazilian culture. It's an experience that overwhelms your senses, a vibrant mix of music, dance, and pure joy. Far out in the Atlantic Ocean, off the coast of Brazil, are volcanic islands, a place of untouched beauty and amazing wildlife. This is Fernando de Noronha, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where emerald green mountains rise from the turquoise water. Formed millions of years ago by volcanoes, Fernando de Noronha has a unique and almost alien landscape. The islands, shaped by wind and waves, are home to many special plants and animals found nowhere else. The waters around the islands are full of life, a beautiful underwater world that's just as amazing as what's above the surface. Here, spinner dolphins jump and spin in the clear blue water, and sea turtles swim through the coral reefs. The island's volcanoes have created a perfect home for sea life, a safe place for many species that live in the warm, nutrient-rich waters. Fernando de Noronha is perfect for nature lovers, a place to escape the modern world and enjoy quiet beauty. The beaches, with their soft white sand and clear water, are simply amazing. Baía do Sancho, often called one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, is a hidden paradise surrounded by tall cliffs and lush plants. Here, time seems to stop as the gentle waves touch the shore, and the only sounds are the calls of seabirds. But Fernando de Noronha is more than just beaches. Hiking trails go through the island, giving you amazing views of the coastline and the Atlantic Ocean. The air smells like tropical flowers, and the only sounds are the calls of exotic birds and the rustling of leaves. It's a place to reconnect with nature, to enjoy the simple things in life, and to experience true peace. High in the mountains of Minas Gerais is Ouro Preto, a city frozen in time, a living reminder of Brazil's colonial past. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, Ouro Preto, which means black gold, was once the center of Brazil's 18th century gold rush. Its cobblestone streets, winding alleys, and Baroque churches tell stories of a time when gold was plentiful and the city was rich and powerful. Today, Ouro Preto is a perfectly preserved colonial town, its narrow streets lined with grand houses and fancy churches, decorated with carvings and colorful murals. When you walk into Ouro Preto, it's like stepping back in time, a trip into Brazil's colonial past. The city's churches, many designed by the famous sculptor Aleijadinho, show the richness and artistry of the time. Inside, they are decorated with gold carvings and beautiful paintings, showing the wealth and grandeur of a bygone era. But Ouro Preto isn't just about gold and grandeur, it's also about rebellion and the fight for freedom. In the late 1700s, the city was a center of revolutionary ideas, as the Tiradentes conspiracy planned to overthrow Portuguese rule. Even though it failed, the conspiracy was an important moment in Brazilian history, starting the fight for independence that would eventually free Brazil. Today, Ouro Preto is a symbol of both Brazil's colonial past and its fight for independence. The city's museums and historical sites give you a look into this exciting time. showing artifacts, documents, and artwork that bring the past to life. Besides its history, Ouro Preto is a city full of art. Its streets are lined with workshops and studios where local artists continue the traditions of the past, making beautiful crafts, jewelry, and artwork. Visiting Ouro Preto is like traveling through time, a chance to experience the art, history, and culture of one of Brazil's most interesting cities. Few places on Earth are as interesting as Lençóis Maranhenses. Huge white sand dunes rise and fall like frozen waves, shaped by the wind. It looks like a dry desert, but it's not. Look closely, and you'll see signs of life. Between the dunes, rainwater collects, forming thousands of clear lagoons. These temporary oases shine under the tropical sun, creating a beautiful mix of turquoise, emerald, and blue. It's a surprising sight, a mix of dryness and abundance. The size of the dunes is amazing, stretching as far as you can see, their white sand broken only by a few palm trees. As the sun rises higher, the lagoon colors get brighter, reflecting the blue sky. And in these quiet pools, life finds a way, showing how nature can adapt and survive. The lagoons of Lençóis Maranhenses aren't always there. They change with the seasons, biggest and brightest during the rainy months. When the rain stops, the water evaporates and the lagoons shrink, disappearing into the sand. This cycle of change brings lots of different life. Fish, which seem out of place here, live in the lagoons. How they get here is a mystery. Maybe carried as eggs by birds or brought in by high water. Turtles and crabs also live in these temporary homes, their lives connected to the changing water. And as the lagoons get smaller, wading birds come to hunt in the shallows. Lençóis Maranhenses shows how nature can surprise and inspire us. It reminds us that even in unexpected places, life finds a way, adapting and thriving even when things change. Deep in Brazil is a land of big differences, a place where tall plateaus rise suddenly from the flat land around them. Their flat tops are covered with green forests, waterfalls, and clear rivers. This is Chapada Diamantina, a hiker's paradise and a great example of powerful geological forces. Formed over millions of years, Chapada Diamantina's flat-top mountains, called mesas, were once part of the ocean floor. Over a long time, powerful forces lifted and shaped the land, creating these huge geological formations. Today it's a great place for adventurers and nature lovers who like its unique beauty and challenging trails. The air is fresh, smelling of pine and damp earth, a nice change from the tropical heat below. As you climb higher, the plants change. Thick rainforests become open grasslands and rocky areas with amazing views that go on forever. Section 2. Jewels of the Plateau. Chapada Diamantina is a land of hidden treasures, its rough terrain hiding many natural wonders. Waterfalls, some of the most impressive in Brazil, fall from the edges of the plateaus, their roar echoing through the valleys. One amazing waterfall is Cachoeira da Fumaca, or Smoke Waterfall, named for the mist that rises from its bottom. Dropping more than 1,200 feet, it's one of the highest waterfalls in Brazil, showing how water can shape the land over time. But the real treasures of Chapada Diamantina are its caves. Formed over millions of years by underground rivers, these underground mazes are decorated with shining stalactites and stalagmites, creating a magical sight. The Poco Encantado, or Enchanted Well, is one such wonder. Sunlight shines through a crack in the cave ceiling, lighting up the clear water below and creating a beautiful blue glow. Chapada Diamantina is a place that's fun to explore, with every turn showing you something new and amazing. From the famous mountains of Rio to the untouched dunes of Lençóis Maranhenses, Brazil's amazing sights never stop being incredible. We've seen the power of nature, from the roar of Iguazu Falls to the quiet beauty of the Amazon rainforest. We've explored lively cities full of history and culture, and we've seen wildlife found nowhere else. But our trip through this amazing country has just started. There are many more stories to tell, many more hidden treasures to find. So, subscribe to our channel and join us as we continue to explore the amazing beauty and endless wonder of Brazil. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked our adventure.